Okay, so in this presentation, we will discuss how to improve clarity in making presentation. So there is a crucial difference between uh, making a presentation and writing a research paper. When a reader is reading a research paper, he or she has the freedom to spend as many minutes as he or she wants on a particular page. But when an audience is looking at a presentation, audience has no control on how much time a particular slide stays on the screen. That means it is the responsibility of the speaker or the presenter to make sure the he's having the slides on the screen for just the right amount of time so that audience is not bored. At the same time, audience doesn't feel that the slides were advanced very fast. That means the effort which audience spend on understanding slide should be minimized. So especially in the context of academic presentation, you can ask um, two questions to yourself to evaluate how effective a presentation is. Are your slides self-explanatory? I will discuss both the topics. And second is, are your slides understandable to those outside your research? So assume your slides are uploaded on web and another student or another researcher reads them without your explanation. So can he still understand as much as possible from the slides? Of course, it doesn't mean you have to write everything you wanted to speak on the slideshow itself. There is something which you can speak which is not there on the slides. But at the same time, you can provide sufficient background to make your PPT self-contained. Another question, especially with thesis presentation, we always realize this point that the student who is presenting this thesis presentation, he or she is addressing only his advisor, and the other faculty and students who attend the talk, they are left out. So you have to ask whether others can also learn something new and interesting for the time of for the time they're spending to attend your presentation. Are they learning something new and interesting, or is the talk only for advisor? That means in making presentation, you have to know your audience. So each slide should have the slide number, because without slide number, the audience cannot ask you specific question. They will have to say, okay, go 10 slides backwards, and then it takes a lot of time to just roll the slides. Uh, Also, because a slide is on the screen for very short amount of time, so the text on the slide should be readable in that much amount of time. So that means if the slide has too much text, you have to split it into two slides. Because in the presentations, generally there is no limitation on the number of slides, only time limitation is there. That's why we can wisely choose the number of slides to improve clarity. For example, you can split a slide into suppose two, and on the first slide you say one of two, on the second slide you say two of two. Now, choice of font size is extremely important. So if you project this kind of presentation on a projector with a large room, you will see that the student who are sitting at the end of the room, they will not be able to see the font which has the font size of 14 or less. So that's why I always recommend never use a font size below 18. For the main text in your presentation, you should use at least 20 or 24. 18 font should be used for somewhat less important text, and of course font size of 32 should be used only for heading. And even the text in the figure should not have font size lower than 18, possibly 20. Now, the choice of color is extremely important because you don't have to pay for the choice of color, unlike in many research papers. So you can use proper colors to show the desired and undesired properties. Otherwise, the audience will not know which properties are desirable or which results are better. Here is an example of a choice of colors. So the properties which are good, we are showing them in green. The properties which are not good, we are showing them in the red. This is just a sample slide. Another is that do not leave any acronym undefined, because an acronym may mean something else to the audience than what it means to you. So there are three ways of defining the acronym. One is to define it in the footnote like this. Another is to define an acronym when it appears for the first time. Another is to define acronyms in just one slide. Here is an example. So this example, defining all the acronyms at one place may not be good for research presentations, because the audience is not meeting you frequently. But in the course presentation, when you are meeting the same audience again and again, so they can get familiar uh, So for the research presentations, the first two methods that I showed, either defining it in a footnote or on its first appearance, they are better. Now, this is extremely important to include section headers. So whenever you move from one section to another, for example, from related work to results, there should be a section header slide. Otherwise, audience doesn't understand when a new section is starting. So, and this is a very common mistake which students do because when I sit in their presentation, I'm not able to find out when they have moved from, from related work to their own technique to their own results. It's very difficult for the audience to know that. So here is an example of a section header slide. So this section header slide says results. That means from this slide onwards, results are starting. Now, the font size, spacing between lines should be consistent across all the slides. That means unless really required, do not change font size. Do not experiment with all the fonts which are there. For special emphasis, you can use different fonts. Consistent style choice gives professional look to the presentation. I personally like, especially Century School Book font. Looks a little better. Okay. Now, how to present results? So you may present background and related work in your slides, but do not give it more time than the discussion of your own technique. Otherwise, it looks that the student or the presenter is simply killing time. He doesn't have his own work to show. And do not just dump a lot of data on the slide. Rather, present your own analysis results or insights. See, the the presentation is not a replacement of reading your research paper, right, or reading your thesis. So do not try to duplicate all the information which is there in the paper in the slides. Slides are just like an appetizer. Slides should motivate the reader to go and read your research paper or your thesis in full detail. Here is an example of a slide which has too much data, and on top of that figures there are a lot of text to try to explain. Here is another slide which is much better. Here the slide has much less data, and the focus is more on explanation. Just take one figure, explain it to give insights to the audience so that they can understand and get motivated for reading your research paper, or their task of understanding your full research paper becomes very easy. These were some of the tips for making effective presentations.